I think I have it working. I hope so. Let's see. Can anybody show up to this one? Hello. Oh my goodness, what a morning. Hello, everybody. Where is it? Okay, hi, Kenny. Oh my gosh, it works. Ha! Take that, YouTube. No, seriously, we love YouTube. It lets us be here, but you know, sometimes YouTube decides to play nasty little tricks and test me out on my knowledge of how to go live. It's really fun. Oh, Natalie, go back to bed, you goof. Hello. I mean, you're welcome. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say it like that, but go back to bed. You don't have to be here. Not for this silly page. It'll always be here when you wake up. I promise. I promise it's not going anywhere. Oh my goodness. Good morning. Isn't that the truth, Kenny? Oh my goodness. I'm so happy that we're here together. We're going to create more artwork. Woohoo! If only I could figure out what I'm doing with myself. I'm looking at this like, oh my gosh, where did I leave off? What was I doing? Ah. Hi, Jody. Oh, you just finished filming. Fancy. Me, I don't film my video because, you know, I'm not fancy. I'm always like, no, I'm sorry, I can't. I have to go video. That's my phrase. Kenny, you too. Go to bed. Gosh, you ladies. I promise I'll stream again in the afternoon at some point this week, okay? We'll do something together. It might not be coloring. Oh, thank you, Adri. Apparently it was super controversial because I got some thumbs down, but you know, we're just gonna ignore that. Because, yeah, it's too early in the morning for that kind of negativity. We're just gonna put that away. I'm glad you guys liked it, though. I definitely do it for you guys. Oh, don't worry, Jody. You know, that's actually something I wanted to talk about today. So you kind of like perfectly segued me into that topic, which is amazing. How did you do that? I wanted to talk about anxiety and while I try and pick my colors full of anxiety, I just wanted to talk about like kind of like I mean, the people who are here right now and the people who are watching this video, it's like what, episode 12? Yeah. We've been doing this together for a while, so I feel like I should open up to you guys more about sort of my journey and process and how I got here, because it was not an easy road for me. And like I hear stories like yours. I'm sorry, I'm getting a piece of scrap paper if I can find one. Here we go. I hear stories like yours all the time, Pickle. And it was partly my story too, up until recently. So I feel like you're not alone in the whole like fear and like having trouble live streaming. It wasn't until recently that I felt somewhat comfortable enough. I just looked up. Oh, Kenny, I'm not sure. Oh my gosh. I don't know what I did. What did I do? What did I do? I don't know what I did. What did I do? Oh my gosh, Kenny, now you have to answer me. Yeah. Pickle, I'm not worried about thumbs down anymore. If I did, then my soul would have been crushed a long time ago. But, luckily for whoever's thumbs downing-ish me, they're just adding to the pile, so it's all good. Uh, um, Yeah, see, Adri, that kind of advice is really hard to stick with, especially if you are suffering with anxiety. Okay, yeah, I'll use this color. I don't know if this is a color I've been using, or if it's brand new to this page, but we're we're gonna go with it because I'm feeling a little bit rambunctious this morning. I think because Abby woke me up from like a dead sleep. It was really awesome. So we're using 901. Um, oh yeah. I don't know what I did that was controversial, but apparently I got some haters out of that one. So go me, because that's what I'm trying to do is make people mad. No, I don't. It's it's fine. I'm not gonna be everybody's cup of tea. There's just no way. So, um, especially with stuff I'm trying that I'm brand new at. Like, I feel like I've been doing that a lot on this channel, and I think I might be scaring some people away, but they're not very fun people if they're scared away from trying new things. Oh, here comes the kitty. This is why I've left it zoom out, because I'm rambunctious, but you should see my cat right now. She's so funny. Where are you going? You gonna climb up there? Where are you going? Are you coming over here? Oh my gosh. Alright, I'm sorry, I'm ignoring chat. Oh, did you? Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's talk about this with Jody, because Jody is struggling with something that I have struggled with for practically, I don't know how long I've been streaming, 2.5 years, something like that. It was only until recently I started feeling comfortable in front of the camera. And you can kind of see it if you look at some of my old videos. I mean, some of them I actually archived because they were so bad. So bad. Like, when I watched them, I was like, oh no, Laura. So bad, guys. But I want you to take my bad example as a learning opportunity, because, um, man, were they awful. But the thing is like, if you have severe anxiety and stage fright, like I have stage fright so bad that, let's just tell a fun little awkward story about Laura when she was a kid, because embarrassing stories are awesome. So I'm gonna, when I was a little girl, I had a solo in an art show. I mean, not in an art show, gosh. Where are my words coming from? I had a solo in a singing concert, like one of those kids shows that they put on when you're like a wee tot and nobody's good at anything. So it's just super cute and everybody's just like dancing around and being silly, right? So I had like a singing solo in that little concert, and it was the first time I ever was supposed to sing on stage. Note, was supposed to, because it never happened. So, they get me out on stage, and here I have these bright lights shining in my face. I hear a lot of people in the audience. Like, you know how you can just hear people in the audience? But then I couldn't see anybody. And for whatever reason, my poor little Laura self froze, threw up, tossed all my cookies. I opened my mouth, but no song came out. It was old cookie, and I fainted. So there was no song from me that day, and ever since then I've been battling with stage fright. It's just something that I've always dealt with. You ask me to do a presentation for work, and I get clammy, and I get all anxious, and I can't do it. Oh, am I in top chat? Oh my gosh, I'm such a special sauce today. Okay, hi Sammy. Good thing Kenny said something, or I would have totally missed you. So anyway, I had such severe stage fright, anxiety, It drove me to avoid all public speaking, like any projects where I had to public speak or be in front of people. And so like it has it has altered the way that I've dealt with life hugely, especially in a field, you know, I could have had this amazing, crazy promotion if I had had the guts to actually be a, presenter at one of my old jobs, but I didn't. I passed on the promotion because I wasn't comfortable doing that kind of work. So, like, it has changed my life in a bad way for a long, long time. So when I started my own small business, I work for myself, and when I started doing that a couple of years ago is also when I started coloring. And when I started coloring, I noticed there were a lot of people who were on YouTube. A big friend of mine who used to do it a lot was actually Katrina Always Coloring. And when she would live stream, she was so natural. She just took to it so quickly, and there was always laughing and giggling and having fun, and that was an experience I never came to associate with being on camera or being in public, like doing something in front of people. I never liked painting in public. I didn't ever like, like I used to teach, and I used to, like, that used to give me like anxiety. Even one-on-one classes used to really give me huge anxiety. So like this has been something that like I've wanted to push past, try to push past, and just haven't been able to my whole life. And so when I saw other people, especially from the YouTube coloring community, coloring and YouTubing, I started my channel, and I started it like a couple of years ago. And I admit, like, there were times, Jody, this is for you. There were times when I would literally breathe into a paper bag and then never turn on my camera. Like, it was set up and ready to go, and I was supposed to stream, and I thought I was gonna stream, and then like 2 minutes before, I had an anxiety attack. I was hyperventilating, almost passed out, that kind of bad hyperventilating, heart racing, couldn't even hold a pencil because my hands were like so slippery and like wet from sweating. Like, I went through all of that really nasty, like, I don't even know what to call it, but it was terrifying. Like, I would set the camera up, and immediately I would just be like terrified. Like, I didn't, all of a sudden, something that I loved and was really excited to share became something that was like this big ugly monster that I could never conquer. And so I struggled with that for like 2 years, Pickle. I mean, you are not alone. I totally hear you on the whole streaming thing. It's not easy. But once I started, it's funny, like, the summer was over. For me, I mean, like, I had gotten a lot done this past summer, and so I was like, okay, I'm ready to go back to YouTube, but I'm gonna get over it this time. Like, I just told myself, like, and another thing that helped me, Pickle, a lot when I first started was I also told myself, this is my mantra. When I set up my camera and everything was ready, I would just tell myself, you can turn off the camera at any time. Like, even if it's a live stream, if you gotta go, just say, I'll see you guys later, and turn it off. Because that's always an option. Like, when you're in public speaking to people, I'm not getting much coloring done, I'm just chatting. But when you're in public speaking to people, you can't just like walk off stage. Like, that's not, like, you can't like mic drop and like take off, like people are gonna be like, what happened? But with a YouTube video, I mean, there's always that option of, okay, well, this is a free show. I'm not getting paid to do this. So, if you don't like it, you can just turn it off. So that was my mentality. That's what I did, when I first started YouTubing again after a long break. Was I just, like, I told myself all these maybe lies. I don't know. They might be lies or not. Hi, Shannon. Yeah. Hi, Heather. Hello. Um, yeah, so I get it with the whole like not being able to, not wanting to, but really wanting to, like, but the thing I can tell you is if you just push yourself through that initial, like, as soon as I get going, I have anxiety even now, like, even before I start now, I'll still get anxiety all the time. Um, but like, now it lasts less. I feel less likely like I'm gonna throw up, but I honestly still do not eat before I stream. Like, I won't eat between two or I stream just in case I have that like weird, I don't know, urge to like just like throw up, toss all my cookies. So it's, you know, it's one of those things that I think I'll always deal with a little bit, but it's funny how like through just pushing myself through it and you know, I would tell myself like there are people out there every day who do really brave things. I'm just hurting on a camera. That's what I would tell myself. Like, you know, it's not gonna kill you. It's not gonna you know, if you mess up, you know, what's crazy is I think the more I messed up on camera, the more comfortable I got because I realized like number one, nobody's gonna come and like point and laugh at me, which, you know, if you did at this point I'd be okay, but like back when my, you know, anxiety was really bad, I was sort of in a fragile state. So like that's a big concern is like, you know, people judging you, I think is part of that anxiety and like people like giving you a hard time over something you can't control. I think that is really hard to deal with as a new YouTuber. So, yeah, I feel you. I really do. And I am so sorry that you're dealing with that pickle. I really feel like I actually feel like super bad about it for you because I know exactly how it feels. Like it is so hard. And so you guys who like are watching YouTubers all day and like hanging out with us, like just know that some of us are actually struggling through performing on camera for you. Like it's not you, it's us. It doesn't have anything to do with like how much encouragement we get or anything like that. It really is like I feel like it's a disease. Like anxiety is something that I think you can overcome with a lot of hard work, but honestly, it is so hard and and I don't wish it on anybody. It is really important, Jody, and I will sit here and talk about it all day long and bore everybody else to tears. Hello, everybody. Speaking of everybody, hello, Joey. And I've just been chatting away. Hi, Leslie. Um, well, that's great, Adri. I'm really glad that you're comfy. Not everybody can be that way, and so for those of you who are struggling, I just want to say, you know, if you have questions or if you want to talk to me about more in depth about like my strategies and what I go through, I can either make a video for you guys just for that, or you know, just come and chat me and let me know what you're going through because I feel like especially as YouTubers, you know, like we have a weird connection because we're doing this thing that's kind of odd, like, you know, my family, my friends know I have a YouTube channel, but they don't really get it. And I don't know if you guys feel this way, but um like sometimes my boyfriend, he's super supportive and sometimes he'll come on and say hi and he watches YouTube, he watches other channels. But like he's not really into coloring like I am, so of course I don't expect him to like watch my channel, right? And like same with my mom and my sister, like they are supportive. My sister, like she's like, "Oh, let me do your nails," you know, and all that. So like they're supportive, but they don't like sit and watch my videos, right? Like nobody in my real life like is at all interested in this stuff. So, it's so funny, like, to come here and, like, be in a different world. I don't know how to explain it, but it's very strange. in a good way. I mean, I love being here and chatting with you guys. Hi, Darla. Who else? Yeah, it's my thing exactly, Sammy. Like, I kind of like, I don't know. I think I started my coloring journey on social media because I didn't have any friends or family that did it with me. Like, if I had had a buddy who wanted to color with me all the time, then I probably wouldn't have started my Instagram account. That was the first account I started on social media for coloring. And like I had a Facebook account that I used maybe like once a year, and it was mostly just to like um, say hi to my family and snoop on my cousin's kids and stuff like that. Like it wasn't like I wasn't going on Facebook every day, you know, like I was just going on there once in a while to like check it out and like be there, I guess, if you want to say. Like I wasn't like there, but I was there, if that makes sense. So I started finally actually using my Facebook account when I started coloring, my coloring group. But yeah, so in a strange way, like me not having any buddies in my life who color probably is what drove me to do this channel and all this stuff that I'm doing now. So yeah, in a way, it's good. uh, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Um, Hi, darling. Yeah, I'm much more confident now. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, I feel less stressed out now, like especially now that I've made a lot of mistakes in on camera. Like nobody's perfect. So like expecting people to be perfect, especially on camera when you're nervous, is sort of like impossible, right? So the good news is that every mistake I make, you know, either I'm able to come back from it or make a laugh out of it. Like that is a win to me because I think that's my biggest hang up with coloring on camera or arting on camera is the whole like make a mistake, what do you do kind of like recovery, because sometimes when I make a mistake on my own, like at home in my pajamas, nobody watching, I can't recover from it. Like I'm not gonna lie, I can't always fix what I mess up. It's not. I'm sure that many other artists are the same way, where they don't they have pieces where they just could not fix it. There's nothing they could do, and I haven't come across that moment yet, but I'm sure it will happen. And the thing is like I have to be willing to forgive myself when that happens, because I think once I get over that moment, you know, when I have that moment and I can forgive myself for messing up, then I'll feel more comfortable still. But I think a lot of it just has to do with like performance anxiety and like having people watch you. So it's funny because once I get started, I'm usually fine. It's the moments leading up to it that are the severe stress. But once I get through it, once the camera's rolling and I'm chatting with you guys and I see all my friends in the chat, like that, you can just go, it's just my buddies. And like I can almost like pretend like nobody else is watching, even though I know there is, like in the back of my head, you know. But you can just sort of like pretend like nobody's watching. Oh, thank you, Leslie. And I hear my kitty really wants to play. I feel so blessed and lucky at the friends that I've made and the people who follow me and are fans, people who just support me and I don't know who they are. You know, everybody who is in this channel, but also in my Facebook group, and you know, who like hangs out with me on Instagram and stuff. Like, um, it's I who am super, super grateful and lucky, because I wouldn't be doing this without you guys. Like, if I didn't have the support I did at the start of this channel, I would not have tried to push through and really figure out what makes it work for me, and I would never have grown as a person. Like, I feel like I've really grown a lot as a person through this medium. Um, so, you know, the good news is that I think anybody can do it. I think it's just a matter of if you want it enough. So Pickle, I believe in you. I believe in anybody out there who wants to start a channel or who is having a channel and struggling. I totally believe that you can do it, because I went through hell to get here, but I'm much happier now, and I'm glad and proud of myself for sticking with it, because I think I've taught myself not only how to teach publicly, but also kind of like how to be fun and be myself through, because like when you have anxiety and you're stressed out, it's really hard to be yourself. You know, like I am a very goofy person, but that never really came out on camera because um, I was always struggling with just trying to not die. Like that's how it felt. Like I was just trying not to like collapse on in public for you guys. So like if you're so stressed out that you are worried about that, then of course you're not going to be able to be funny or to have a laugh at yourself. Like it's so hard. And like those of you who don't struggle with anxiety, I can't even explain to you how hard it is. Like it is, you feel like you're gonna die. Like it is really that dramatic. And you aren't, you know, but and you know you're not. Like in your head, you're like, oh yeah, I'm fine. But then you're in your body and your like heart are like, what is happening? It's so crazy. Um, but let's see. Yeah, exactly, Pickle. You know, what we deem as a hot mess or bad or whatever is not what everybody else says is a hot mess. So, oh, here we go. I knew this was gonna happen. Hello, cutie. Are we just passing through, or are we sticking around and head bumping? We're just passing through? Abby made her cameo appearance. She's done with us now. Back to the birdies in the window. Oh, but look, she highlighted everything on my screen while she did that. How did you do that, Cat? Oh, okay, here we go. Um, that was great. Let's see. Yeah, Adri, like, we are so much more critical of ourselves than other people are. And most other people, what's funny is when you realize this, like, most other people are so worried about themselves making their own mistakes that they're not paying attention to you and your mistakes. So, yeah. um, let's see. Oh, don't say I'm not doing this for any apologies, Kenny, or any. I don't want any pity because I am so happy with how I am now. Like, I'm not perfect. I still have anxiety, but I see the light at the end of the tunnel. It gets easier every day, and I'm really happy with how far I've come. Like, I haven't had a panic attack in a couple months. I'm going to switch over to this guy and try and actually color some while I chat about this very passionate topic, I guess. I'm doing these little earring seashells. Um, okay. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, I don't know. I feel really strongly that, like, there is a way. There's always a way. It's just really if you want it, and if you feel like I felt like I would be a decent teacher. Like I felt like I have so much to share, and I really love sharing. Like I love giving away information for free. I don't know why. I just do. I just can't help it. But but you know, I really felt like like I would do okay once I got past that problem that I had where like I just froze up and couldn't handle it. And yeah, I don't know what it is, but to this day I really can't explain what makes me so anxious. Like I just don't know how to even explain it. But what I can say is that the more you do it, the easier it gets. And I know that's really, really cliche sounding, but it's so true. You know, it was when I really forced myself to do it once a week, whether I liked it or not. Because before, so like before on my channel, I would never schedule a stream ever because I was so scared and I had so much fear that I didn't even want to put that kind of pressure on myself. So I just, oh, here's another tip for you, Jody. So I would, when I went live, I cheated a little bit. Just FYI, you can totally cheat if you want to. So I went live, but I went live privately. So nobody could join. So you'll see, like, my live chats have nobody in them. It's like crickets, and I'm not addressing anybody in the stream. That's because there's nobody there, because I literally am by myself live streaming to an empty crowd. It's so funny. But it helped. It helped so much. So you can do that if you're really, really nervous and you don't want to have a bunch of people to like worry about the chat or anything like that. Um, yeah, just go live stream on your own and then it'll upload like a regular video, but you'll have gone through the process of live streaming and it'll be a little more relaxing, at least at first, to get used to the whole process. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm good. Oh, I'm so glad, Jody. Yeah, it takes a lot of work to get over. Um, it takes a lot of work to get over anxiety. I'm reading Celine. This book is the Magical Dawn coloring book by Hanna Karlzon. I do appreciate if you could speak in English. I do speak a little French, but un peu de français, not a lot. um, yeah, I had some issues there, Leslie. I was really struggling. But the thing is like nobody saw that or nobody commented. Like everybody was really supportive. So that's I went from these seashells to this seashell. I don't know why. I just yeah, we will support you, Pickle. And nobody I only got a couple of haters at the beginning. And I will admit that my haters did set me back quite a lot, so be prepared for that. If you need to come to me and talk to me about it, I'm here. But like after a while, I realized like if everybody likes me, then nobody like that's so generic and weird. Like I gotta be able to resonate with my people, so I've got to be able to show my own personality and be myself. Um, and that means that I may not be liked by everybody, and that's got to be okay with me. So I did come through to the other side on that one too. So you can, I know you can do this, Jody, because you are a great colorist and so fun and awesome as a person. And I think a lot of the times on YouTube, the skills aren't as important as the personality. 908 is what I'm switching to. Hi, Melody. Yeah, Leslie, I actually showed my face in one of my first ever videos, and it was because I had to for my Kickstarter campaign. That was the real reason I switched to YouTube, was because the Kickstarter campaign for my first book back in the day, gosh, that was so long ago now, it feels like about 2 years ago, I did a video with my face, and I think I may have archived it because I literally was bright red and like stuttering. It was really so painful to watch. But yeah, I can't. I still have a hard time putting my face on camera. I'm trying to do it more often now because I get so many comments to you. I'm just like a pair of hands right now, but you kind of want to like meet the person who you're spending time with. So I get the reason why people like to see, you know, your face on camera. But yeah, it's really, really hard. It's so hard. I don't know where this is. I think it's part of the seashells, so that's what I'm going. I'm adding a little bit of green in right around the seaweed here, just to sort of bring that reflected color back in. Um, let's see. I'm reading the chat now. What are the pencils I'm using? The pencils, les crayons, Prismacolor Premier. And that's about how far my really shooty French, that I didn't just curse, my really bad French, only goes that far. I can read it okay, sort of, but I'm sorry, I don't speak French. Yes, thank you, Melody. Yeah, I love this book too. Thank you, Kenny, for translating. Pickle. Yeah, see, Pickle, you have a really fun, bubbly personality. I think you would be fine. I think you just need to, like, be careful with yourself. Just go easy on yourself. And you're gonna be just fine. And everybody, you know, you may get a hater or two, a troll or two. The reason I stopped singing for a long time, tell me that they hated my singing. So, of course, as somebody who has anxiety and stage fright, even though I told myself, yeah, it's fine, I was like, now every time I go to sing, I like freeze up and clam up. And I've just started trying to do it again for my recorded videos. But yeah, so I still have trouble sometimes with stuff like that. So I get it. But I'm trying really hard, guys. Like, I think the key thing with any fear and anxiety is just that you put one step, like one foot in front of the other, and just like I see how far I've come. I'm not perfect. I haven't gotten the whole swing of things. Like, there are still bits that really stress me out or set me back, you know, but in general, I feel much happier streaming. I love streaming, and I feel like at this point, it's now just a matter of I just have to keep going and I won't go backwards. So, but yeah, I try and be forgiving of myself because I know, like, I'm not a perfect person. Nobody is, right? So, like, if I can't sing on camera for a little while because some, like, inconsiderate person who doesn't know me decided to make an offhanded comment, then, you know, the thing is they don't know me. So that's what I keep telling myself. Like, they don't know me. They don't know who I am. They don't know the struggles I've gone through or the journey that I've come through, you know. So I just try to tell myself, like, even if I'm not the perfect singer, people aren't coming to my channel for my singing, hopefully, because, yeah, there's a lot of other better channels out there for that, but I just sing because it makes me happy and because I like it, and I've always sang to myself and made up my own little silly songs, and so that's what I wanted to do on my channel, is just, again, like, show my personality and who I am. But if it's something that I'm not comfortable doing, then I'm not going to say, well, I'm going to give up streaming until I figure that out. You know, like, I'm just going to keep streaming, and I know it will come back. But so that's one small example of something that, like, I still am working through and still trying to, like, get past. So even though I may seem more confident behind it all, guys, I'm still that sweaty little puking her braids out kid on stage, like, I don't know, more than 20 years ago. So it's still the same girl. It's just that I've slowly made baby steps towards something better. um, yeah. Let's see. We've got something happened. Um, what? Oh, Sammy, I'm sorry somebody did that to you. You know, I feel like the internet can be a pretty harsh place. People say things that they don't mean, or they don't care about people when they say it. They're not considering us actual people behind that computer screen. They just see us as a bunch of pixels or whatever. But the thing that I've really come to like feel strongly about is that for every bad troll or mean person out there, there's also like more than 100 great people waiting around for me to make something cool and put it online. So, I mean, and that's, I'm talking about you guys, right? Like, um, yeah. Well, thank you. I'm glad that you can see that I've made progress. And it's funny, like, now people are like, oh, you're so confident. And I just want to, like, laugh at that. Like, I'm like, oh, yeah, you, you've no idea. So I think I need to start talking about it more. And I was actually telling my sister this the other day, like how I needed to talk about this subject, because I feel like it's, once people get over their fear, they just sort of like hide it, like they don't actually talk about it, or they cover it up like it's a bad crime scene or something, you know? But for me, I'm kind of not proud that I had anxiety, but proud that I pushed myself through it and am working on it instead of just letting the fear run my life and, you know, dictating to me what I can and cannot do. I'm not going to let that, I'm not going to let that fear, you know, make decisions for me. I'm going to decide what I want to do, despite those fears, if that makes sense. So, I know you can do it, and I know, like, Pickle, everybody will love your streams. Like, I will be there in a heartbeat. I know a lot of other people will too. As long as you surround yourself with good people who love you, then I think it makes it a lot easier, because then when you look out at the crowd, instead of like bright lights like I saw in my first ever last recital, I couldn't see anybody, and that freaked me out because I couldn't like connect with someone. I think once you connect with somebody in the audience, that also helps a lot. So, you know, even asking like a family member to just sit there and watch your videos, like Mark, sometimes he'll come in, he'll pop in, and if he knows I'm having a hard day, you know, he'll just say hi, and that just like seeing somebody familiar, even for just a couple seconds, just like calms you down. Like, okay, it's fine. Mark's here. Nothing could go wrong, right? Yeah, well, I still make mistakes, but he just has a way of calming me down. So if you need to be that, um, oh man. Even if I color fish. Well, right now I'm coloring the shadows of fish. That's probably even worse. And I'm not getting much done today. But that's okay. We're chatting about something really important. At least important to me. I really feel so strongly about this that, like, um, just because you aren't born, like, a natural YouTuber with, like, natural ability to be on camera, that doesn't mean that you can't do it. It just means that you might have to work harder than other people who have that natural ability, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't try, especially if you have something to give. Like, I noticed in the coloring community, there weren't a whole lot of, like, you know, like, people who had a ton of skill, especially when I first started my channel. Now it's not so much the case. But when I first started my channel, there weren't a whole lot of people out there who were YouTubing, like color tubing, you know, doing a lot of videos, doing live streams, showing tutorials and processes. Like, that, when I first started YouTubing, was like almost non-existent. The best example I had was Katrine and And other than that, like, there were a couple other people who were doing it, but not regularly. Like, I know Isabel was doing it, but she does it more regularly now. So yeah, it was just like something that wasn't really there. And I was like, I have so much I could share and teach, and I really wanted to do it. But it was such a struggle. Yeah, yeah, you guys. The thing though is that when something is really, really hard, like drawing or coloring or presenting on camera or anything like difficult, nothing that comes super easy, when you do finally get it, the feeling is so much sweeter of success. The feeling of success is so much sweeter because you had to work for it. I think that's why in my life I love challenges. I love challenging myself and really just going for it, even if I don't like how it feels now. Like, I also, for fun, you know, because I'm weird, I BMX. I ride a BMX bicycle. And I know many of you don't know that about me, mostly because I am not good. So I keep that under wraps just so I don't just show any tricks. But the thing is like, it's what I do for exercise and what I do for fun. And I do that because it's so difficult. It's a real challenge, and I'm not super coordinated. Like this morning before I went live, I stubbed my toe. I was like, "Ow!" Yeah, I'm real graceful. So, um, but I BMX because it's something that I share with my boyfriend, and also it's really fun. Like I have a lot of fun doing it. I always loved riding my bicycle, like a regular bike, and when he and I were together, I was doing bunny hops on my mountain bike, and that was the point at which we realized we both needed BMX bikes just to go and do some tricks. So that was sort of, you know, something, again, that, like, I'm not good at, that I'm willing to work through that, though. I know that eventually, maybe 20 years from now, I'll get that one trick that I've been working on. But it's so rewarding when you do finally get something done because it was that much harder for you. So I just try and take every challenge as an opportunity to grow as a person. And I think if you I think that helps a lot because it takes a lot of the negativity out of it. If you say, well, hey, this is where I started, so it can only get better from here. It can only get better because I'm that bad. But that's okay. I mean, you got to start somewhere, right? So that's another like little tip for you if you're struggling. Just like try and think of it that way. It's crazy, but yeah, I knew that was coming, Adri. I do have a BMX account. You can watch me do some videos if you want. It's on Instagram. I will share it with you. Only to you guys because you've gotten all the way through to episode 12. So here's a real treat for you. And I'm being sarcastic when I say that because it is not a treat. You can just go ahead and check out my Instagram account. I think I have like 2 followers. It's really great. Just an indication of my massive skill level on that. So you can go ahead and check that out. And don't email me, as Dee Dee would say. Don't email me. I don't really care. I don't care how bad I am with BMX because it's a physical like fitness thing. I do it because it makes me feel good. It gives me stronger muscles and I like it. So you don't have to be good at everything. Do what you love. Don't worry about what you're good at. Because being good at stuff comes with time. I'm much better than I used to be. I'm still not great, but I'm much better than I used to be. So, yeah. Yes, Sammy, you follow me already. Yeah, you're one of the 2 people, right? I think I'm missing something. Hold on. Hi, Kelly. Sorry I missed you. The videos that you're doing now is not a bad way to like ease yourself into the live streaming. So do private live streams where you're just by yourself, but it's live, because that'll help you through like the mechanical process. And then you can do live streams like I do, like early in the morning. I never have more than 20 people in this particular scheduled live stream. And that is totally okay with me, guys. I don't want big numbers. I'm like the only YouTuber that's like hiding in the corner, like, don't watch me. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I actually like it when I talk to myself a bit. Ah, it's so funny. Yeah, don't email me. That's right. Of course we're supportive, Melody. You know, I think thank you. Well, you know, if I actually call her, I need to stop gabbing and actually. So I'm just working in the shadows, trying to get everything sort of firmed up. I did those little shell earrings and I kind of like them, but I'm not sure what I'm doing yet with these bobbly things. I'm kind of tempted just to make them sort of bluish and just call it a day. But I'm sort of avoiding them, if you can tell. Procrastinating. I don't know what I'm doing. But I'm adding this color in, this green color in, just in some spots where I feel like it needs a little more environmental light effects. And this color is similar to the color I was using for the seaweed. Yeah, you should keep going. And Amanda, I didn't even know that you... So let's all go to Amanda's channel right now and subscribe. She's got 95 subscribers. I'm going to ring the bell. So there you go. I just did that. So now you have 96. And, you know, if you have a channel and you're struggling and you need support, I am really happy to help you out. I'm happy to be there for you. So just either put in the chat or in the comments below that you have a channel and you need support and help. And let's help each other out, because I feel like I'm like kind of like the ambassador to anxiety people now. Like I'm like, I feel like now that I've spilled my guts about it publicly, I really need to like step it up and be there for people who are struggling with the same thing I struggled with, because it's hard to admit it. It's embarrassing. It's you know, you feel like you have this disease or this problem that nobody else understands. They're like, just do it. You know, you're fine. What are you worried about? Like, I got that all the time. Like, if you want to do it, then just do it. Why are you complaining? You know, it's like, you don't understand. Don't do that. So I get it. I really do. And just maybe even just having people around who understand that and are understanding, like if you're struggling, then you know, having people in the crowd, so to speak, who feel the same way or who are going through that, so we can have like a little support group, a little YouTube anxiety streamer support group for people like me who are very weird and want to stream but can't. Oh. Well, I've just subscribed, so there we go. The Netherlands, cool. Oh, Sam, gosh, I've known you for so long now, Sammy. And it's funny because we only started like becoming better friends recently, but I have always loved your channel, Sammy. You have always been so inspiring to me. You know, and it's funny because like it's only until recently, this past like month or so, or a couple months, I guess, where I've really been like interacting more, like writing comments more, and interacting in live chats more. But I have to admit, I was secretly watching your channel all the time and trying to like figure out your secret sauce, because you are so confident on the camera. Like you just exude like this bubbly, brilliance that I knew I had somewhere in me, that sort of personality. Like, I'm really goofy and funny in front of my friends and my family, but like, you get me on stage and I just struggle with that so much. Like, all of a sudden I clam up and become like this shy, weird person that can't do anything. So, Sammy, you are such an inspiration. Oh gosh, are you kidding me? Okay, Kenny, have a good nap or sleep or whatever. I hope you wake up feeling very refreshed. Oh, let's see. That's great. Um, oh yeah, Sarah. Well, I mean, now if people don't want to do it, that's another thing. Like, I don't know if Sarah actually wants to do it again. So I'm not going to force people. But I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm here for you guys. If you struggle with anxiety or streaming in general, if you have questions about what gear I'm using or techniques that I use to get ready for my streams, I'm not hiding any of that. I may not talk about it much just because it is embarrassing, but I think maybe the more we talk about it, the less embarrassing and scary it will get for everybody else. So, um, and I remember feeling so alone. Like, that was another thing that really got to me, was like, I would see all these YouTubers and they were so confident and they seemed so good on camera. And here I was, like, hyperventilating and passing out before I even pressed the go live button. Like, I don't know, I felt like so inadequate and compared myself to everybody, which is the wrong thing to do, by the way. Do not do that. It does not help your anxiety one bit. But yeah, through the whole process, I've really learned, like, to be kinder to myself, gentler to myself, just to, like, try not to, um, like, I try to treat myself like a friend, like, so, like, I would never be mean to one of my friends and say, well, you sucked, like, that, you always try and be supportive of your friends, right? So, like, no matter how bad they do, you're gonna be like, well, yeah, it may not have been great, but here's what you did really well. Like, you always try and find the positive in things and support them and lift them up. At least that's what I do, but I don't know if everybody does that. But anyway, so I try to treat myself sort of like my own friend, which makes me sound really lonely, but that's not the case. But what I'm trying to say is, like, I try to be kind to myself like I would somebody else. So, if I have a bad stream or I don't do something the way I really wanted to, or the way that I wanted to express it, like if I had trouble talking about something or whatever, you know, at the beginning, especially when I first started streaming, I would really beat myself up. Like, gosh, that sucked. Like, nobody's gonna watch that video. Like, I would get into all this negative self-talk, and that really doesn't help anxiety at all. So now instead, I'm a lot kinder. I say, but maybe somebody will get something out of it. Maybe they'll have a laugh. Maybe I'll inspire somebody else to start a bad YouTube video. Whatever it is. Like, I try to look at the positive of it instead of, like, really harping on myself about something that, honestly, like, nobody else is going to notice. Like, nobody else has made those kind of comments. It's only me. The negative comments I've gotten have all been, like, physical or, like, personality things that I can't change about myself. Like, I've gotten comments, oh, your nails are ugly. So, of course, like, now my sister, she saw that comment, and so sweet. She always helps me with my fingernails. And somebody made a comment about my singing. And, people make a comment all the time, actually, about my voice. Like, they hate my voice or they love my voice. I'm like, guys, I can't do it. I can't change it either way. See, what you get is what you get. So, yeah. Hi, Beth. Hi, Vivian. Um, Yeah. I don't really worry. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just me. I'm fine. I'm fine with myself. It's other people that aren't, but that's okay. Once I got over that whole like I have to be liked by everybody kind of feeling that you get a lot of the times when you first start social media and you're so naive. I realized like I'm not no there's no YouTuber out there if you look at like anybody who has any kind of numbers and they're all going to have dislikes and they're all going to have haters. That's just how life is. It's kind of sad that we can't like I was raised totally different than that. Like I've never ever given a dislike on any video I've ever watched. If I don't like something, I just stop watching it and move on because that's how I am. But like it's just sad that there are people out there that just, I guess they need to get their jollies somehow, and that's what they do. But I can't really take that personal or like be offended because I don't think it reflects on anything that I'm doing. Or if it does, like, I think people would probably say something to me as like a friend if they really didn't like something I was doing. I don't see, I take so much more stock in what my friends and my family think than what total strangers think because my friends, they know what I've gone through. They know my own personal journey. They know what I'm capable of doing. Like the stuff I do on my channel, like I make so many mistakes and things that like bother me so much that like are not reflective of my own skills, but that I know are just being driven by anxiety. And so I have to just let that go and be like, it's part of me growing as a YouTuber. Like, that's just how it is. Like, you can't be hard on yourself. But anyway, I think yeah. Uh, well, Jody, I like you. I think you're pretty awesome. You've never given me anything but a whole lot of love. So, I think a lot of people feel the same way. Um, Yeah, Sammy, encouragement is a huge deal. Like when you guys started coming to my channel more and commenting on my videos and telling me that you liked them or that it helped you fall asleep at night or that my voice was relaxing or like there's all these really cool comments I started getting. I realized like the person that I was doing it for are those people, not my haters or. So I'm gonna switch to 1074. I think it takes more effort to build someone up than to tear people down. I think it's worse. Like, um, I think a lot of the time, especially online, if you're like new to doing something and you're posting for like about it for the first time, there's like that really sensitive moment when you put yourself out there. It's sort of like asking someone out on a date. You know what I'm talking about? Like that moment where you're like, well, I just did something awkward. Let's see what happens. Oh man. So, all right, I'm gonna do something. I don't know what I'm doing. So maybe you don't want to follow me until you see what happens at the end, but I'm gonna make these little thingies gray and blue, I think. Well, thank you. I'm glad that it's relaxing. I think some of my videos are more relaxing than others. Sometimes I'm really, really goofy and laughing the whole time, like when I'm trying something new. Um, but that's fun. I love trying new things, so we're gonna do more of that too. Um, but yeah, I feel like Jody. I feel like you would be a great YouTuber, especially a live streamer. You have such a funny personality. I think you'd be awesome. So, not to pressure you, you do your thing at your own pace, but just know you have a lot of support, and I think I'm not the only one who feels that way. I think you will do just fine. Alright, so we're gonna Oh, hello, Mr. Truck. Oh no, that was a school bus. Okay. Kids running off to school. Oh, well, thank you, Jody. You know, I'm not everybody's cup of tea, like we were saying, but I'm weird and goofy, and I like coloring. So that's where we're at. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with myself. That's fine. uh, but you know. Oh, and I get the coloring isn't real art people. Now that pisses me off. I actually did a whole video on that. Yeah, but that's about it. Oh man. But I think the whole point, if you get nothing from my stream, is just do what you love, even if it's hard, even if you're not sure if you're good at it, because the only way you get good at something is by doing it, and the more you do, the better you get. So if you want to stream, if you want to learn how to color, if you want to learn anything in life, even if you're not good at it, don't let that initial lack of like innate ability put you off from doing something that you could be amazingly brilliant at and you just don't know it. So like just do what makes you happy, do what you love, and I think everything else falls into place. I was not, and I know I've told this story many times, but I'm going to repeat myself again because I think also this is a very important story, especially for colorists to hear, is that I was not the best kid in my art class. I struggled with art, and I didn't know, you know, like I didn't know what I was doing. I felt lost for a long, long time, and just I I just drew and painted because I loved it, and I didn't know why, or I didn't know what my purpose was doing it. I struggled a lot. I had a hard time, especially with faces, so I started doing self-portraits because nobody would sit for me. Everybody, they would look at my drawings and they're like, I'm not sitting there for an hour. What? And like, you're gonna do this awful portrait, you know? So like, thanks, Em. No, just kidding. No, she's fine. And you know, later on, like people would sit for me once I got better. But like, there was a point where I did about 500 or so self-portraits, and they were all terrible, awful. Um, but I got better, and that's how it goes. Like, so yeah, no matter what you do, no matter like where you start, the starting point goes pretty quick. That only lasts for a little while, and then you get into the hard work phase. So if you want to do something, just go for it and do it, because life is too short to wonder like how good you are in comparison to other people. Like that's another thing that really gets me all the time is like, don't compare yourself to other people. There's no need for that. Um, you know, like it's not going to make you happy. Even if you're great, it's not going to make you happy. So just don't do it. Just have fun and enjoy yourself. Coloring is all about relaxing. Oh, okay, I'm missing so much chat. Oh my gosh. What are we missing here? We're the cool cats in our coloring world. Sammy, you are so funny. Um, yeah, me too, Bev. I had so much fun doing that. Pan pastel one especially was really fun, and I enjoyed learning right there on camera with you guys. It was a little scary at first, I will admit, but once I got into it, it was fine. So I'll be doing more stuff like that. Um, yeah, I think so too. Yep. Oh yeah, Jody. Uh-huh. Yeah, people are rough. Yeah. Oh, that's nice that you found art as an escape, Jody. I think I think for me it was an escape in a different way. I was bullied a lot, actually. I was such a weird, imaginative, funny kid, and you know how weird gets treated in public schools. at least when I was going to school. It was rough. So I got bullied a lot, and I did art as a way to kind of escape from that and to go in my own little safe world where nobody could hurt me and everything was fairs and mushy huts, and I don't know, like I still, whenever I'm having a really rough time, I still go to that place where I just like create my own little fantasy world, and it always helps me out. So I think we all go to art for different reasons. That's how I started, but I kept doing it because I loved it. And then when I met some friends later on in school, people who are actually like kind and nice people, who kind of got my quirky weirdness and just didn't care, that's when I started coming out of my shell and really pursuing art as like a, because it's funny, my friends would always be like, draw me this, draw me that, you know, it's like commission work but not unpaid, so it's like my internship. But I was always drawing stuff for other people once I got some friends. But yeah, coloring was really a way, or not coloring, but drawing. I didn't start coloring until I was older. But drawing was a way for me to kind of like make up my own nicer place to hang out. That's so sad, but true. And I would make up stories and characters and sort of like get lost in my own little world all the time. Yeah. I'm sorry for laughing, but it's tough when you're bullied. Like, what's the right reaction for that? I don't know. I mean, I used to feel bad for people, but then I realized it made me a stronger person. So, in a way, I'm kind of grateful to my bullies. I know that sounds weird, but they taught me to be a better, nicer person. I don't bully people because I know how it feels. So, bully, you're out of luck, because that's not gonna happen. Okay. We gotta tackle this at some point. I feel like this fish is like saving dessert for last. I'm really gonna enjoy him, so let's get rid of whatever this is. Well, how much time do I have? Yeah, plenty of time. I can't stall anymore. Thank you for the thumbs up, guys. Oh my gosh! I have an opportunity to show you something amazing. You guys want to see? Mark and I did something crazy cool. Do you want to see? I want to hear if you want to see. I did something crazy. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that, Adri. You guys want to see? Mark, I'm going to have to move this out of the way because this is so epic it needs its own shot. Like, can we zoom in more? So, you guys, let me just bring some context into this. You guys have seen, I don't really, like, I don't have an electric eraser. I only use hand sharpeners for now. I mean, I might change that at some point, but I love these sharpeners. Does anybody else have one of these? Oh my gosh, they are. This is a brand new one that I have not even opened or used yet. Or no, wait, this might be not a new one. But anyway, these sharpeners are so good, especially for Prismas. They're so sharp and you can change the little blade. So I love these, right? My biggest pet peeve is that what do I do with the shavings, right? Like when I'm out and about and I you know, travel a lot and color a lot, like on the go. What do I do? Like carry a paper bag, or like what do I, you know, what am I going to do with those shavings? So, fear not, my friends, I have the answer to you. If you are like me and you love your little hand, yeah, no Ziploc bag, no, that's cool enough. Guess what happened? So I asked Mark to cut a hole in this little wooden box, and then I painted it. It's just like a little box I got for 50 cents. He made sure to put it with the blade up so that way I can change it out. And then I just painted it with like a quick little painting. Isn't that cool? Oh my gosh, and I've already used it, obviously. I'm like so excited about this thing. I can't even tell you how happy it makes me. So I'm just gonna, just casually use my little sharpener. This is so much fun. Like, I can't tell you how happy this makes me. I know it's so goofy. Isn't this epic? Oh my gosh, I'm glad you think so. Look at how sharp it got. Oh my gosh, I love it. And look, I love it. Okay, I'm good. I'm done. I'm sorry, I'm geeking out for a sharpener, but I just can't even. Oh no, Leslie, I couldn't sell them. Thank you though. That's really sweet. Um, it took him about an hour to Dremel tool. Oh, I'm sorry. I totally forgot myself. I'm using a 1079. It took him about an hour to Dremel out the little area for the sharpener because he's such a perfectionist that he had to do. He's like, okay, give me about an hour. And then it took me about another 2 hours or so to paint it and put it back together, and I glued it and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't think that anybody's gonna pay so much for a sharpener, but it was just something I really wanted to do for myself. Oh, that's cool, Loretta. Yeah, it could have music box. Yeah, I love it. I don't know. I just love it. And so now I can use my favorite sharpener on the go in this cute little box. And I almost just want to sharpen all my pencils all the time. It's really bad, but I'm not going to, but I really want to. It makes me want to sharpen them when I don't really sharpen them. You guys know I don't sharpen my pencils much, so. Um, but this guy needed it. And also I just really wanted to use my sharpener. I'm so bad. I love that thing though. And every time I see it, I think of Mark. Oh, did I show you? I don't think I did. Look, I put our initials on the bottom. Because, I'm such a nerd. But yeah, I painted all the sides. I took off the hardware and painted under it because that's like a big pet peeve. And yeah, it's super, super cute. Oh my gosh. This took like a 50-cent little thrift store. I think it was a thrift store, or maybe it was a yard sale find, and made it like so useful. I can't get over it. And I did a little making of video of me painting it. I can upload that at some point. Sammy. Ah! Yeah, my silly song. I'm so glad you like it. It's funny that you that you like it so well. You're free to sing it with anybody in the coloring community can sing my song on their channel, and I will not. I give you permission. You can link to this video, and they will see my little coloring song or whatever. So now you can sing it too, Sammy. I love your voice, and that was really, really cute when you sang it. So, yeah, go for it. Thank you. Well, yeah, I mean, people might not like my singing either, but luckily it's only a brief, small second at the end of the video sometimes, so you can feel free to skip those easily. Oh man, I'm still so happy about that sharpener. I can't even tell you guys. When Mark brought it to my house, he brought it over, and I saw that it would work beautifully. It wasn't glued yet, so I had to glue it in. But I just saw, when I put it in there and it fit in that little spot perfect, I was like, Mark, he's such a great guy. He's so nice. So, yeah, that's my big show and tell today. Super, super happy about that. Oh, and I don't think I showed you guys. Okay, at the end of the video, I'll show you my work in progress on my pan pastel piece, actually, that I started on this channel. I've been working on it off stream with pencils, but it's turning out better than I expected, actually. Especially for how it started, which was really rough. But we somehow we make it all work. Good morning, May. Oh no, Adri. No, no. No singing streamathon. You know, first of all, I don't even know that many songs that I could sing for a streamathon. But secondly, I'm not consistent, okay? So like what you guys don't know is like sometimes when my voice shakes, like when I'm nervous or whatever, I have to take like 3 or 4 takes of that song before I find one that's like not shaky and crazy. So that's just again my anxiety. Hopefully when I get more consistent and when I'm more confident, then I can sing better more often. But I think it's like anything else. When you're nervous, you just don't perform well. So I'm pushing through it. I'm gonna try on all my recorded videos. I'm gonna try and make an effort just for Sammy to make sure that I sing, and then hopefully I can graduate to the live streams at some point. But for now, oh, okay, Adri. Well, you got to be careful about copyrights there. I wanted to sing Disney songs for my Disney Colorathon, but I read that they actually take down videos that have copyrighted music in them. So I don't want to get in trouble or get strikes against my channel or whatever. So far, I've only ever used the YouTube audio library music, so I'm going to stick with that because I know it's safe. So unfortunately, you will not see cover songs on my channel. I just like following the rules so that way I don't have to worry about it. But, I mean, you can like pay artists to license their music, but I'm not, my channel doesn't, yeah, I'm not that big. I don't make that kind of income where I could do that. Because some of those songs you can pay a lot for to license them, so. Yeah, we're gonna follow the rules. It's cool though. You can see me singing a Disney song though on my other Instagram account, my Doodle Fairy account. I did one just for Abby and Susie. Mostly Susie, but Abby likes it too. Yay, May's in the house. Alright. But it's funny talking about Abby. She's sleeping now. She just made that cameo. Alright, so I don't know what these little doodads are, but I think by making them blue, I'm playing it safe here. I'm making them like a bluey gray, sort of like some of the shells I have up top. Because I never did figure out what these are, but they've got to get some color on them, so we have to make a decision, right? Like, I don't really know even how to color them, but I'm just going for it. Because, you know, we can't help but a little bit of jewelry hold us up. So, so I'm pretty excited. It looks like the item that's winning so far in my poll is the watercolor color theory lesson. I have like a poll up on my community tab where I asked you guys what you want my next lunch with Laura to be. So I think that's what we're going to be doing next, hopefully sometime this week. So just giving you a heads up there, but we'll see. Oh, May, you're funny. I'm not that great of a singer. I just have anxiety. You kind of missed that whole combo. Yeah, I'm not sure, Loretta. They almost look like jewelry. Like some kind of funky seashell jewelry. I don't know. I don't know what they are. I don't know what barnacles look like though, so I could be wrong. I thought barnacles were like that funny stuff on the bottom of boats. Or like whales or something. I don't know. I don't know what they are, but we're just coloring them this color because that's what we're gonna do. If you want to color it a different color, please feel free. Oh man. Yeah, no, I'm not. May, you're fun. I can sing okay. I'm alright. I like singing. I used to sing a lot when I was a little kid. And then as I got older and people started getting judgier, I sing less and less now. It's funny how that happens. But I feel like singing is a whole lot like art in that as kids we do it naturally because it's a way of expressing ourselves. And then over time we lose that joy because people get judgy. Like what's with the judgy? You know, like if you're having fun and being creative and not hurting anybody, then why judge other people for that? Like, so anyway, I think that in general, if you want to sing, then sing. If you want to color, then color. If you want to draw, then draw, and so forth. Do your thing. Because people are going to be judgy whether you like it or not. Okay. Let's see if that does it. Hello? Is anybody here? Yay! Thanks for hanging out, guys. Oh, Em, I love your singing. You're funny. Let's see here. Emmy, I had to switch my nail polish. It totally just died, so we went back to sparkles. That's okay. Em is the mastermind behind all of my very artistic nail polish. So, I don't know where we got cut off or what happened, but hopefully this is back. It looks like I'm back. So let's jump back in with 901. We were just working on these thingamies because, you know. Oh, good. All right. Yeah, we don't know what they are, so we're just coloring them any old way we feel it, which is nice. Thank you. Let's just zoom in. There we go. Hey, you can see, look, I color in the lines. I color really good, right? Yep. Coloring in the lines is totally overrated. Don't worry about it. Alright, we made it back. Yeah, not for me at least. The peel off coat is like just asking to get peeled off. I think because I use my hands so much, Em. But that's okay. You keep that for yourself. Oh, thanks guys. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, I'll zoom out again at the end just so that we can see where we're at. Just doing these thingamajiggies. That's the technical term. But you can always shorten it to thingamies if you want to. you. Uh, well, Loretta, as long as you're having fun, you're not wasting any time at all. I never feel like I'm wasting time coloring. I feel like I'm doing exactly what I should be doing because it makes me so happy. Same with drawing and painting. I feel like if we always did work and never had any fun, then what's the point? What's the point of life if that's all we do? So I think fun is the point. So I try and have as much of it as I can. Right, Em? We try and have a whole lot of fun. I mean, you know, when possible. I mean, you still gotta go to work and, you know, all that boring stuff, but when it's my time, I feel like fun is where it's at. Yeah, I am being very technical, May. You caught me. Thingamies and doodads, you know. Oh, Loretta, well, I think it's when we get judgy. I think we can be our own worst critics. So I think, you know, just try and remember what you did when you were a kid. I think that's why I love coloring so well, is because I can't take it super seriously. I can't sell my work that I do when I color. I can't claim entire credit for the work because I didn't do the drawing. So for whatever reason, coloring just kind of takes me out of that self-criticizing zone and makes it all just fun. And you know, when people ask me all the time, like, why do I color if I can draw? That's the answer I give, and it's the truth. It's fun. It's just fun. There's no boundaries. You can do what you want. And I get inspired by so many other artists that it's like a natural thing for me to want to collaborate. So, yeah, it's fun. But, yeah, you gotta find what works for you, though. Not everybody's different, so. Okay. Um. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yep. I feel you, May. I feel the same way. I'm gonna use everything that I have. Even if it kills me. No, I'm just kidding. Or always saving it for the next rainy day. You know, and then you're out of rainy days, so life is way too short to procrastinate. And that's why I didn't let anxiety stop me from doing a YouTube channel, and why, you know, I didn't let my lack of awesomeness as a, you know, as a presenter stop me from trying. Because, like, I knew someday I would be having fun, you know, because I saw other people having fun on their YouTube streams. And I'm like, yeah, that could be me someday, I think. But I didn't know it yet, but I had a feeling. So when you have those feelings and you know that you want to do something, you should just go for it. Even if it's hard, or if, you know, you struggle at first, there is going to be a moment where it does become easier. Alright, I already like these thingamajiggies better, so that's good. Yeah, I love collaborating with artist Daria, and like, when I see other people collab with me, it like touches my heart so much, because like, I'm not doing it for the money, And I know a lot of people are, but I'm doing it because I truly, absolutely just love it. Like, absolutely love it. Even if I never ever made a dime, which, you know, some people would argue I haven't. With the amount of money I spend on stuff. But you know, to me, it's really just, um, it's all about just having fun and enjoying it. And um, when I see somebody else enjoying my work, or when I'm enjoying some other illustrator's work, like that, there's just something about that that's just so cool. The collaboration is, and you know, like me and my sister, we used to collaborate together on stuff all the time. Like when we were little, we didn't have coloring books. Mom didn't believe in them. She's like, no coloring books. So we had blank printer paper and like crayons and pencils and stuff like that. But I would draw pages for my sister to color. She would ask me to draw something and I would draw it for her and she would color it. So even as kids, we were already collaborating. And we used to do those games too where like, I don't know if you and I played it, Emily, or if that was me and Maria, but where we would play these games where one of us would draw one half and fold the paper over and just like put like where we started and stopped. The other person would have to draw blind, like not seeing the other side. I think that was us. Was it us then? I did that with somebody. In any case, I've always loved collaborating. I think that's just part of who I am. Always loved it. So when adult coloring came in, and Emily bought me my first ever coloring book, so you can all thank Emily for my joining the coloring community. Yeah, it was like a natural fit. uh, let's see. Oh, it wasn't you. It must have been Miranda. That's all right. Yeah, we did do those paintings together. Yep. And I used to draw you princesses all the time to color. Remember that. That was really fun. Okay. So I kind of stopped doing the insides of these, so let's do that really quick. Let's see here. Oh, Kenny. Aww. I'm so sorry you can't sleep. Well, maybe we can talk really quiet and we can put Kenny to sleep. Maybe we can just give her some background noise. And Kenny, you fall asleep whenever you feel like it. You don't need to tell me you're sorry or that you're going. Just go to sleep. It's like Sammy always says. You know, just do your life. I'm here. I think Sammy says that every stream. She goes, you don't need to tell me if you're coming and going or going to the loo or whatever. I love it how she says the loo. Okay. Good morning, Erica. Nice to see you. Now we have to figure out what we're doing with the rest of these thingies. Let's change to... What color? I'm thinking... I think I'm gonna go with this, Oh, good night, Leslie. Oh, I'm sorry you're buffering. Yeah, I don't know why. I'm not buffering. Yeah, exactly, Sammy. I'm gonna switch to 1067, but guess what? Guess what, guys? Good morning, Sue. You're just in time for my epic pencil sharpener.
because he's coming out again. We need to name this thing. But here he is again. Hello, little sharpener. And just for those of you who haven't seen it, if you just come in, Mark and I made this sharpener. So he cut the hole for me, and I glued it in and then painted the box. So and wrote our initials on the bottom. So we're gonna sharpen him again. Oh my gosh, this is so amazing. I can't even tell you how nice this is. I don't have to catch the shavings. It's my favorite sharpener. It's like a brand new blade, so it's so buttery smooth. When you sharpen Prismas, they can be really hard to get sharp, so I appreciate a good sharpener. And look, guys. Oh man, it's just so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Hi, CB. No, Kenny. Are you kidding me? It took Mark about an hour to cut this out because he's a perfectionist. And then it took me about 2 hours to glue and put the painting on and all that. I took off all the hardware, so I had to put it back on. Yeah, no, I can't sell them. They'd be just too expensive. Nobody would buy them. But I just love it so much. I don't know. I just there's something about it that just makes me so happy. And maybe it's because Mark and I made it together. I don't know what it is, but it's so funny. Good morning, Jacqueline. I might have to start sharpening. Yeah, no, Loretta. I mean, we would have to charge a crazy amount for a sharpener. I don't think anybody's gonna buy it. It's like handmade, so it's hand painted. He cut it out with his Dremel tool and like painstakingly filed it down so it was the right shape and size, and like it's not really something I think I could sell just because, like, I mean, 3 hours of work plus the materials. I mean, I'm not charging, like, who would pay like $60 for a sharpener? I just don't think it's. But I would have to pay him for his time if he were to make them, regularly. I mean, he did that to me out of the kindness of his heart because he's a great guy, but I couldn't, like, ask him to work for free for if I was starting a business or something doing that. So that is much loved because I'm sure he'll love to hear that. Pickle. Yeah, it is the little things that make life perfect. Yeah, it's funny, like, I have found myself sharpening my pencils a whole lot more often lately, and I think it's just because I love that little thing so much. I'm like, I want to use it again. So bad, though, because, normally I don't. I mean, I wanted my pencil sharp for this because it really is like a detail area, but normally I don't bother to sharpen them. But I just couldn't help it. Guys, I've got a sharpening addiction now. We should start a Sharpeners Anonymous club. So funny. Oh no, Michaela. I think that would be really hard for me to do. I've had this one set of 150 Prismas now since December of 2017, and I still have not replaced a pencil, although I'm pretty close to replacing this little guy, Chocolate, or this little guy, which is actually my favorite. This chocolate one broke a few times, so I'm gonna blame that, but this one I haven't broken. This has just been pure pencil sharpening. So I mean, even if I were to start sharpening them, they'll still last me a really long time. Because I can buy like singles to replace them. So and most of my pencils still look like this. They're fine. Yeah. We're gonna be fun. Um, yeah, I'm with you, Kenny. I like it sometimes. Sometimes I don't like sharp pencils, but it depends on the um the job that we need to do. Oh, okay. Well, I wish you the best of luck, Michaela, and definitely I hope that everything goes smoothly for you. Yeah, Adri, everybody uses their materials differently. I use a lot of light pressure, and I use mostly blunt pencils, especially for larger areas. Now, when I get down to these detail areas, I do tend to sharpen them, but for like the big broad areas, I tend to like to just use a blunt pencil. So most of the time, you will see me not sharpening, but this is too small to not sharpen it. Like, I don't know if these are like little divots like I'm drawing, or if they're, I don't know what this is. I really don't. But we're doing something with it. Something is happening. Um see here. Yeah, I think lighter touch really does. Oh, okay. See you later, Emmy. Bye. Have a great day at work. Uh, yeah, I think a lighter touch does help with sharpening pickle. Let's see, what else did I miss? Oh yeah, Loretta, I've had pencils come. I had a couple of luminance pencils come broken, and that was really sad. I had bought them singly from a shop in Amazon, but it came from overseas, I guess, and they only put it in a bubble mailer and didn't like protect the pencils or anything, so when I got them, they came broken. And that was really sad. So I was able to send them back and get new ones, but I was so excited to use them and then I couldn't. You know how that feels, I'm sure. It's like, no. So, yeah, I wish people were more careful with how they ship stuff. Because it's pretty rough when you're excited to get something and you've been waiting for it, like saving up for it and all that, and then you get it and you're like, yeah, I can't keep that. But that's okay. That's life. People who work at those shops are not as excited about pencils as we are, I guess, but like if it were me packing it, I'd be like the opposite. You know that this by now, I'm sure. Like I would pack it in bubble wrap and then a box and then bubble like it would be like Fort Knox. You know, that those pencils would get through it like a hurricane force winds by the time I was done shipping them. It's so funny. I don't know why I like packing boxes so much. Something about it. Let's see. Yeah, that's a really good price. See, I was buying individual pencils, luminance pencils,
that were like $7 each or $6, I think it was. And they all came broken, like literally broken. Like not just the tips, but like the whole pencil was just broken. It's like, really? Like I can't. I need to have a refund for this here. So I sent them back. But then I got my, the next shipment they sent was a lot better. They put them in a box in a bubble bag, so at least I guess they survived all of the, you know, the mailman setting on it and stuff. I don't know, I'm just joking. But, it was rough. Shipping is hard though, guys. So I didn't give a stink about it. I just wanted, I just wanted a replacement. Shipping is really hard. Like, as somebody who ships things regularly, I just know, like, it's hard to make sure it gets there safely and not pay like a fortune. You can pay a lot and it'll get there on, you know, really quickly and not damaged, but you're gonna pay so much. So it's tough. Of course, we live in a world where everybody wants things like right now, like do it now. That's not easy either. Hi, Gary. Have a great day, Amanda. Let's see. Oh, the hiccups. Oh my gosh. I don't even know. Yeah, I hate the hiccups. That is another fear, that I get them on camera, guys. Luckily, so far I have not, but it is a fear of mine that I get them on camera and I can't stop. Yep, because you know, irrational live streamer YouTuber fears. Yeah, Loretta, people complain all the time about shipping, but it is not free. It is not cheap. Amazon spoils people. And I think it's a shame because people, once they don't understand the value of shipping, then give small business owners a really hard time about shipping when we're actually charging. Like, I charge less than I'm actually being charged at the post office. So yeah, it's tough. I hear you. I get complaints all the time. I would buy your book, but the shipping's so expensive. I'm like, then don't buy my book. I don't know what to tell you. I can't change the shipping costs. Oh. Oh, man. So, yeah, it's one of my, I think that's my number one complaint, actually, that I get, is shipping. But then you got to think about it like this. We're sending something through the miracle of modern, you know, transportation. We're sending something from one part of the world and it's going, you know, especially in like international cases, it's going to another totally different part of the world in like only a couple days, which is, I mean, we have to be grateful for that ability because that's not easy. I mean, I don't know if I cross the country in a couple of days like that. I mean, I guess I could, but anyway. So I do have a lot of respect for the mail guys, even though sometimes I blame them for things, like crushing my boxes when they arrive. But that's okay. Oh, that's nothing, Loretta. Cost like $15 for me to ship my book like 2 blocks down the street. It's ridiculous. It's because of the weight. It's a book. I get it. Still. There's times when I'm like, it would be cheaper just to drive it to you. Can I just have your address and just drive it to you? Oh man. I don't, but I think that. It's funny. Especially when I'm shipping in state where it's local. I'm like, oh man, can we just meet up for a cup of tea or something and I'll just give you the book? That's funny. Yeah, May. For me too. Oh, yep. That's great. You want to be in my yearbook. I love it. And if you guys aren't familiar, I did a YouTube yearbook video yesterday. You can go check that out later if you want to. But yeah, May, for me too, to ship overseas costs so much. And people are like, why is it so expensive? I'm like, I don't know. Ask the post office. I don't control the prices. I just pay what I've got to pay. So that's what it is. Oh man. Yeah. Well, okay. I'll take more than a cup of coffee, May. That's great. Let's see. Oh, hello, Pat. Um, yeah, anywhere overseas is expensive. I'll just throw it out there that I pay almost as much as the book costs to ship overseas. But that's okay. You know, it is what it is. But because I know how expensive it really is, I never ever complain to other artists when I order their stuff. I'm like, I'm just thankful that you're sending it to me and that you'll actually ship it international. I never have any problem. Like, I paid a bunch of shipping on a book, on actually a couple books that were coming from, I think it was Malaysia or China or something. In any case, it cost me a fortune. I think it cost more than the books cost to ship it. But you didn't see me totally get it. But that's alright. You know, Amazon has spoiled us, that's all. We just need to suck it up. And it's funny because it's the Amazon prices, they're not actually, you know, everybody pays for shipping somehow. Like Amazon, you're still paying for shipping, but what you're paying for is, like, each seller has fees, and those fees are partly shipping fees. So then the seller jacks up their price to cover the shipping fees. So it's never really free. It's just built into the price. So it's funny. People are like, oh, I got free shipping. I'm like, no, you didn't. Nobody ever gets free shipping. Yeah, Adri, I think that just depends on the seller and where you live in the world and what your cost of living is. So some things are cheaper in a store for me, and some things are not. So it depends on, like, a lot of things are cheaper in a store for me than on Amazon. So I don't buy them on Amazon. I will go to a store. All right, so we have not very much time left in the stream. Oh, thank you, Jody. Yeah, it is an illusion, May. So here's where we got. And we're not quite done the little bobbly thingies, but we put some color on them so they're looking. We'll finish those and the fish and any other finishing touches next stream before we do all of the getting rid of the outlines stream. But before we go, I'll show you guys something I've been working on. So you may have remembered the stream I did recently where I did a pan pastel page. So this is my progress on that page. I went in with some pencil and just started adding detail and the things that I could not really get with the big tools. Now, awesome, I just have to say. A couple of angels sent me some tools, some smaller tools. Let me show you those. So, you guys know if you send me stuff, I'm not going to reveal your name on camera. I don't know if you're comfortable doing with that or whatever. But look, don't they look like makeup thingies? And then I got more of these thingies. And then these thingies. And this thingy. Wait, hold on. Let me get it out of the bag. This thingy and these thingies. So these are all technical terms. So, no, the hair is polychromos. Some of the details in the skin and the eyes and stuff are luminance. And then most of the gears in the background are a combination of luminance and polychromos. And then the diamondy thing is actually, what are these called? I don't know. I'll list in my, when I post on Instagram, these Euro, not really wrong, sorry. But I use some of these for because these are really hard, so they are really good at like precise little spots. So I use that for some of the diamond. Somebody actually uses these with makeup. Well, you know, I mean, I don't see why not. Thank you guys. I'm glad you like it. So that's what I've been working on. I'll post this on Instagram when I'm done, and I'll list all of the supplies I used. Unfortunately, when I was out and about, I had my book with me. Guess what I did? I spilled water on it. So luckily the cover took the brunt of the damage, so I don't really have a lot of really bad damage. But, and luckily I have more books, so I'll probably just snag another one. But, yeah, this is actually the first book I ever signed, because I signed it kind of funny. And, so I kept it for myself. And, so, yeah, she's a damaged, but she's still fighting a good fight. She actually, like, if you see, the pages didn't work. Yeah, it's just clean water. Now, it's funny because I think some marker somewhere ran. Wait, where is it? Oh, did it? Yeah, you can kind of see a little bit right there, you see? So I think some marker did run in some spots, but that's about the only damage. It might have been that page there. So this actually happened when I was on the road. I spilled it in the car. So that's just my bad. Yeah, I think I can cover it too. I'm not too worried about it. But I just wanted to show you, the book can survive damage. This was actually a lot of water on the cover of the book. And luckily, even though, I think because it's glossy, I think it didn't go through all the way. So like this page is fine, even though it would have gotten, like you can see, I don't know if you can see, but it went all the way up through here. So it would have damaged it. Like the damage on the cover is all the way up till here. But buckled this bottom bit a little bit from yep. Yeah, Anyway, I think that's it. So we are done for today. Yeah. I'm just reading the chat. Hello, everybody that I missed. There's some new faces. Honey Girl, Katrina, Kelly, I think I said hello to. Thank you all so much. And for any of my lurkers or anybody who's watching who doesn't comment in the chat, I still love you guys. So thank you for joining. And thank you all for coming. And we are going to wrap this up in hopefully a week or two. I'm so sorry about how long it took today for me to get going. But I really feel like the chat that we had about anxiety is really important. So we're going to start talking about that more. If you guys have any questions for me about my process or what I do, don't hesitate to put that in the comments below, just so that way it helps me out when I'm figuring out what content to provide to you guys. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions or if you have something you want me to share, and I will do that. All right, thank you guys so much, and I hope you have a wonderful day and a magical time coloring. Bye.